You know that feeling? You hang up the phone or leave a coffee meeting and you just feel heavy. It's a kind of social hangover, a quiet exhaustion that has nothing to do with being an introvert or an extrovert. It's the feeling of being drained by a specific person. Your time is your most valuable, non-renewable resource, and you're letting people steal it. Most people just accept this drain as a normal cost of being social, never realizing they have the power to protect their energy. 99% of people miss the last few types we'll cover, which are the most covert and damaging, and understanding them is the only way to stop the silent leak of your potential and happiness. Energy vampires, let's reframe how we think about our social lives. I want you to imagine you have a finite amount of social energy every single day. Some interactions deposit energy into your account, leaving you feeling inspired and uplifted. Others make massive withdrawals, leaving you in a deficit. The first group of people who consistently overdraw your account are what we call the energy vampires. They aren't necessarily malicious people, but their patterns of interaction are deeply taxing. The first type is the complainer. This isn't the person who is venting about a legitimately difficult situation and seeking support. This is the person for whom complaining is a conversational default. Every topic, from the weather to their lunch order, is an opportunity to find fault. The trap here is that they aren't looking for solutions. They are looking for a complaint partner. They want you to co-sign their negativity. The science of emotional contagion is very real. Moods, especially negative ones, are incredibly infectious. When you sit with a chronic complainer, you are marinating in their cortisol, and you walk away feeling stressed and pessimistic, often without knowing why. Next is the critic. Again, this is different from someone who gives you thoughtful, constructive feedback meant to help you grow. The critic deals in unsolicited, often vague, and consistently negative judgments. Their feedback is not about helping you, it's about elevating themselves by pointing out the perceived flaws in others. They might critique your choice of restaurant, your new haircut, or the way you handled a project at work. This behavior often stems from their own deep-seated insecurities, but the impact on you is a slow erosion of your confidence. Our brains have a powerful negativity bias, meaning we give more weight to negative experiences and comments than positive ones. A single cutting remark from a critic can undo 10 compliments, leaving you second-guessing yourself and playing it safe to avoid their judgment. Spending time with them is like willingly exposing yourself to a constant stream of low-grade psychological toxins. The final type in this category is the victim. This is the person who has an external locus of control, meaning nothing is ever their fault. The traffic made them late, their boss has it out for them, their partner doesn't understand them. Life is a series of unfortunate events that happen to them, and they are powerless to change it. While they may genuinely feel this way, the dynamic it creates is incredibly draining for you. You are cast in the role of the rescuer, the therapist, the problem solver. You offer advice, you try to help, but nothing ever works because they are not interested in empowerment. They are invested in the narrative of their own helplessness. It gives them a way to garner sympathy and avoid responsibility. You will exhaust yourself trying to fix a situation for someone who is committed to remaining broken. Your precious energy is spent trying to fill a bucket that has a hole in the bottom, a hole they have no intention of patching. Recognizing these patterns is the first step to protecting your energy reserves. Growth blockers? The next category of people are perhaps even more dangerous to your long-term success and happiness because they don't just drain your daily energy, they actively stifle your potential. These are the growth blockers. They are the social anchors that keep you tethered to the past and prevent you from moving toward the future you want. The most common type is the doubter. You come to them, excited about a new idea, a business you want to start, a class you want to take, a trip you want to plan, and their immediate response is to poke holes in it. Are you sure that's a good idea? Isn't that really risky? What if you fail? I know someone who tried that and it was a disaster. They frame their skepticism as concern, as just being realistic. But what they are really doing is projecting their own fears and limiting beliefs onto you. They are uncomfortable with your ambition because it shines a light on their own inaction. They are the human embodiment of the crabs in a bucket mentality. The moment they see you trying to climb out, they will try to pull you back down to their level. Closely related is the competitor. This is the person who cannot genuinely celebrate your success because they view life as a zero-sum game. If you get a promotion, they don't see it as a win for you, they see it as a loss for them. Your happiness somehow diminishes their own. This can be incredibly subtle. They might offer a backhanded compliment like, "Wow, congratulations on the award. I'm so surprised they gave it to you." Or they might immediately pivot the conversation back to their own achievements to reestablish their perceived dominance. You'll find you start to downplay your own successes around them to manage their fragile ego. You learn not to share good news. This is a massive red flag. The people in your inner circle should be your personal board of directors, your cheerleaders. If you have to hide your wins from someone, they are not on your team. They are playing a different game and you are their opponent. Then we have the traditionalist, the person who is allergic to change. Their mantra is, "But we've always done it this way." They resist new ideas, new experiences, and new ways of thinking. While a sense of stability is good, the traditionalist's rigid mindset can be a powerful force of stagnation in your life. They may discourage you from moving to a new city, changing careers, or leaving a relationship that no longer serves you, all because it deviates from the safe or conventional path. Growth, by its very definition, requires change and stepping into the unknown. Surrounding yourself with people who are terrified of the unknown is like trying to learn how to swim while being coached by someone who is afraid of the water. Finally, there's the interrupter. This is the person who doesn't listen, they just wait for their turn to talk. They constantly cut you off mid-sentence to share their own story, which is always bigger, better, or more dramatic. This isn't just rude, it's a powerful nonverbal cue that says, "What I have to say is more important than what you have to say." It invalidates your experience and makes you feel unseen and unheard. True connection, collaboration, and brainstorming cannot happen in this environment. These people don't build on your ideas, they bulldoze them. Trust breakers. This final category is the most subtle and, for that reason, the most important to understand. These are the trust breakers. They undermine the very foundation of psychological safety that is required for any healthy relationship. The most obvious type is the gossip. This is the person who tries to bond with you by sharing negative information about other people. It can feel tempting and even a little bit exciting to be included in their circle of secrets. You feel like you're on the inside. But here is the one unbreakable rule of human dynamics you must remember. How someone talks about others to you is how they will talk about you to others. The person who gossips with you will absolutely gossip about you. By participating, you are not only engaging in a low vibrational activity that breeds negativity, but you are also signaling that this kind of behavior is acceptable. It creates an environment of distrust and paranoia where you're never quite sure who is saying what about whom. It is the fastest way to poison a friendship, a family, or a workplace culture. Next is the taker, and this goes beyond just being a bit selfish. The taker operates on a purely transactional basis, where the transaction is always one-sided. They only call when they need a favor. They only want to hang out when they are bored or have nothing else to do. They will remember your birthday if they think it gets them social points, but they will forget to ask how you're doing after a difficult week. The core principle of any healthy relationship is reciprocity, a mutual give and take. With the taker, you are always giving, and they are always taking. This imbalance creates a slow-building resentment. You start to feel less like a friend and more like a resource to be exploited. You might screen their calls because you know there's an ask coming. This is a clear sign that the relationship is not life-giving, it is a life drain. Your time, your skills, and your emotional support are valuable commodities, and the taker treats them like an unlimited, free utility. Finally, we have the most covert and psychologically damaging type of all, the subtle underminer. This person is a master of passive aggression and backhanded compliments. They deliver insults disguised as jokes and then say, "I'm just kidding, can't you take a joke?" when you get upset. They use praise to highlight a perceived flaw, like saying, "You're so brave for wearing that dress, I could never pull it off." They will forget to invite you to a group event or neglect to share important information that you needed. The goal of this behavior is to make you feel small and insecure, but it's done with plausible deniability. It is designed to make you question your own reality. you feel hurt. But if you try to address it, they make you seem like you're being overly sensitive or crazy. This is a profound violation of trust because it attacks your perception of the world. It is a slow, methodical chipping away at your self-esteem. Identifying this pattern is absolutely critical because it is the one that can make you feel the most alone and confused, trapping you in a cycle of self-doubt. This is not about creating a list and ruthlessly cutting people out of your life. This is about becoming a conscious curator of your social world. It's about recognizing that your time, your energy, and your attention are your most precious assets. You are the gatekeeper. By learning to identify these patterns, you are not being judgmental. You are being discerning. You are choosing to invest your resources in people who inspire, support, and energize you, creating an environment where you can truly thrive. This is the ultimate act of self-respect, building a life that feels as good on the inside as it looks on the outside. Which of these people types did you immediately recognize in your own life? Be honest, this is a safe space to reflect.